Okay. Let's see, are we live? Okay. Hello and welcome to Component Rescue Board Repair. Today we're going to be working on an 820-3024 board, which is an 11-inch MacBook Air, and this board is getting no power. So, switch over. So this is actually doing something a little strange whenever we plug the charger into it, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Let me grab the charger. So whenever you plug this in, it's not going to do it now. Well, earlier I got a hint at what could be wrong with this, because when I first tried testing this out, whenever I would plug the charger in, the light, there we go. Oh, now it's going to work. Okay. Well, I don't know if you could see that just a second ago, but originally the issue with this is that the light on the charger was flashing on and off, which indicates there's some kind of issue with the SMC, likely with it constantly being reset. But as you can see now, the fan is spinning and the CPU is heating up, which means the board has turned on. So this is starting to look like it's going to be some kind of intermittent power issue with the computer. So I'm going to start out by just taking a look at the board and checking out some of the areas that are liquid damage. So of course this all looks pretty bad. LCD connector is likely going to have to be replaced. Yeah, those pins are gone. So I'll have to replace that. And just like I said in my streams yesterday, I don't currently have these in stock. I'm waiting for some to come in. So I'll have to do that at a later date. But we can still get the issue with it restarting figured out. So there is quite a bit of liquid damage all over this board, and it actually looks pretty severe. But the main thing I want to check out is the SMC area right over here. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of corrosion all around the SMC. And also on, I believe that's going to be our EFI chip on here, which can also keep the computer from turning on. So I guess I can go ahead and just get that kind of cleaned up, and we'll see where exactly that'll get us. So for this, I'm gonna just brush it off so I can see where the damage exactly is, and if there's any components that might need to be replaced here. Or any probe points that are destroyed that we'll have to run wires to. I'll just kind of scrape off this whole area over here around the SMC so I can see what I'm looking at here. There we go. Okay, so that probe point is still there. That probe point is still good. This probe point looks like it's still good. That looks like it's still good. That one's still good, but pretty corroded. This one, though, looks like it's gone. So we'll have to see what that is in a second. That one's still good. This one also appears to be gone. That one's good, that one's good. That one's fine. That one's all still fine. That little resistor's fine. Okay, so let's zoom in on these two probe points here. Let me give you guys a good view at them. So those two bright orange ones right there are the ones that I'm really going to be looking at. This one right here looks like it's gone and there's just some rust on the board. And this one up here looks like it's partially here, but the part that goes through to the other side is gone. So I'm going to see what those are for and see if maybe we have a partially broken trace somewhere. So I'll go ahead and pull up the board view. So we're on the back side of the board. Switch you guys over. Okay, and we are going to be looking at this point right here. Aha! So the SMC reset seems pretty corroded. So, we may have to run a wire to there. Hopefully not, because that's going to be underneath the SMC. And the other one that looks pretty bad is going to be this one right here. PM clock run L, which looks like it goes over to this resistor that's pulled up by PB3V3SO, and it goes to the PCH. So hopefully those are fine. I'm going to go ahead and clean off this rust and gunk from here. And then we'll see if we have any broken traces, which hopefully we don't. Let's see, that's all going to be audio stuff. Where else do we have corrosion? Here's some right here in the middle. I don't think that's going to be affecting anything. I think the main thing I'm going to need to be worried about is if those lines are broken, because if they are, they go underneath the SMC, and there isn't really anywhere else good to run them, which means I will have to dig out and find the little nub in the board that those test points connect to. So let's get this back and in focus, and I'll go ahead and plug it back in, and we'll see if we get anything. It looks like we are getting no light on the charger. Come on. Which means likely that the trace for SMC reset is broken. So this is going to be a super fun repair. Okay, so let's flip this back over and go back to this area right here. I'm going to zoom in nice and close on the part where SMC reset goes to. Right there. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and dig out something to solder onto. Actually, I have a better idea. I can try filling that hole up with solder. I don't think you guys can see it, but there's a tiny little hole in the middle. I can put some solder down into that hole and connect it to the other side of the board, which actually I want to see where this goes through to the other side of the board. So let's take the airport card off, which is airport card. It's looking pretty sketchy too. Okay, where exactly is this? It's right next to this little notch on the top. Okay, there's our J tag right there. So I might just go ahead and see. Okay, so it's the fourth pin from the top on the J tag. So let's see where that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to go right next to this capacitor right here. So if we have to, that's going to go to the other side of the board right there. So I can always try running a wire there if need be. Though I think that that just goes to the J tag. The part that I'm more worried about is it not connecting to the SMC. Ooh, and here's our, that's going to be our PP3V42 regulator right there. That kind of looks like crap. But I do believe that it's likely working. The other thing I'll probably want to check out too is the SMC reset circuit. See how that's looking, because there may be some kind of issue with that too. Okay, so we'll go back around over here. It's this area right here. We're adding a tiny bit of flux. We'll get zoomed in nice and close. And we'll grab our soldering iron. Oh, you guys can see the little hole now. This is really tiny. Now to try and get the solder coming out from the top, because that look happening. Okay, there we go. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we have a little bit of solder down in the hole now. So that's what I was trying to do. Now that I got that down in there, I'll try plugging it back in again and seeing if we get any power. Hey, there we go. So now we do have a green light on the charger and we're getting a fan spin. And the green light is not flashing like it was beforehand. Now we are just getting a solid, let me zoom in. We are getting a solid green light instead of a flashing one. I'll go ahead and unplug it and plug it back in just to make sure. Oh, oh, now we're getting no light. Interesting. This is a really strange one. Okay, let's get our light back on. So let's go ahead and see where our SMC reset circuit's going to be. It's going to be right next to the SMC. Right there. Focus. Okay. That right there in the middle is our SMC reset circuit. So I'll go ahead and get this plugged back in and I'll see what kind of value we're getting on SMC reset L, which if that is low, it's going to put the SMC in a reset mode that will keep the SMC from turning on. So that's going to be on this pin on the left, and I can also check on that little resistor. Okay, that's high. So the SMC is being told to turn on, and oh, it just turned on. Okay, well, okay, now it's not on again. I'm going to check this little spot we were soldering at just a second ago. I don't think I'm going to get anything here because there's too much flux in the way, but it was worth a shot. Now, what if we had a bad DC board? Down another 11-inch air somewhere, just lying around. Actually, I think I have. Where would I put it? I think I have some DCM boards somewhere. Here they are. A whole bag full of DCM boards. Let's see. We are looking for this right here. And these ones, I'm pretty sure all work. So I'll try it with the new DCM board and the ribbon cable. And I'll see if we get anything different. Since this one's working intermittently, I just want to rule that out as a problem. Okay, we're getting power. Maybe that I don't think this DCM board I grabbed is good. Get power. And we get nothing. Which means it's not the DCM board, it's something on the logic board. Okay, so I'll go ahead and switch this out to the original DCM board since I don't think this one works. Then we get a green light and we get a fan spin the very first time I plug it in. My question is this actually turning on? Let's see, I unplug it, I plug it back in, and now we get no light on the charger and it does not turn on. What about if I use the power on pads? They are going to be up here. Or over here underneath where the earth will probably be. So I'm touching those together and absolutely nothing is happening. Oh, no wait, it is. It's turning on. This is really strange. So I unplug it, I plug it back in. Nothing happens. I touch the power on pad. Nothing happens. And then it'll just randomly turn on its own, I guess. Which, once again, makes me believe that there's likely a broken trace somewhere. I'm going to take a random guess that it's for SMC reset. So I'll zoom back in on this little spot right here. Make this guy focus. Okay, now for the fun part. So since I need to add some solder in there, I don't really have any other way to do this besides getting a little solder ball and using some hot air to solder it in onto there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll zoom out just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'll get my hot air turned on. And as you guys can see, I got me a little solder ball right here. It's kind of out of focus. But I'm going to go ahead and get that soldered on right there. Actually, I like to use little solder balls. But I'll get one soldered on in that little hole so that way I can attach a wire to it. Gosh dang it. This one's a little big. Yeah, see, that one's a little too big. I'm going to try a slightly smaller one. Okay, I think I need a little bit more solder on it to be able to solder onto it. Where's my solder? There we go. Come on. Why is this so difficult? Actually, you know what? Before I go through all this effort, I'm going to see if it's just showing up over here. Because if it is, then there's no point in doing all of this extra work. Okay, put one on ground, and one on tungsten. And just like I thought, it's going to be low right there. See, this is just randomly turning on after a little bit of time, which is very confusing. You know what? Maybe I have some really tiny wire that I can shove down into that. Here we go. Here's the start of this wire. Wow, this wire is really tiny. This is 44 gauge wire. It is really, really tiny. In fact, if you want to see just how tiny it is, I'll hold some of the tweezers. There you go. See that tiny little red line? It's like significantly smaller than a bunch of the resistors and stuff. That's going to be the wire. I'll go ahead and add some solder to it. Try putting some fresh flux on there and see if that helps. I don't know if I'm going to be able to solder down there. my little wire broke. Hey, did I actually get that soldered on? I think I did. Beautiful. Except that I broke my wire. So I don't have to work with such tiny wire, I'm going to grab some slightly bigger wire. I'm going to run it from the SMC reset circuit right here. Yeah. Right. And then okay. Grab it with my tweezers. Pull it right like this. This is perfectly to get it soldered on there. And then we'll run that little wire right over here. Right now, I'm just trying to scrape some of the enamel off of the wire so that when I solder to it, I'll make a clean connection. There we go. Now I need to clean some of this up off of here though. Now I should get it. I'm going to have to redo this because I messed it up. Okay, we'll grab the tweezers and get that fit nice and in place. Add a tiny bit more flux. Just to make my life a little easier. Oh boy. I wish I had a little bit more of this wire over here to be able to solder onto, but I think I can make it work. Right there. Just use my tool. I'll get a little bit of solder. And then now for the fun part, soldering this wire to there. And just need a little bit more in front. There we go. Okay, that's soldered on there now. This is going to be fun. Okay, and to test this, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And I'll plug it in. And we get a light, of course, just like we do every time the first time. And the second time, we still do not get a light, which means that that is likely not the issue with this. You know, with something this old, I don't really think that solving an intermittent power issue is going to be completely worth it. Especially since these boards are only worth about 60 to 80 bucks working. So I think at this, I'm just going to call it. I'll probably try throwing it in the ultrasonic cleaner, see if that can somehow fix it. If not, I'll probably just throw this board in my parts pile. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thanks for watching.